the Great Sphinx of Giza, standing at a very tall 20 meters, made out of limestone and bedrock. It is one of the most popular and world-renowned monoliths that still exists to this day from ancient Egypt. Now, whose face specifically is depicted on it is still debated to this day. However, it is primarily believed to be either Egyptian pharaoh Khufu or his son Khafra. Now, the nose, as you can see, well, it ain't there, but it had been chiseled off at some point in the 15th century, likely due to looting, of course. Now, not much else was known about its actual purpose or the context behind it as to why it was there, just besides the fact that it's been there for a hot minute. But it was also at one point quite colorful, decked in the colors yellow, red, and blue on its face, and very faint traces of those dyes can still be seen or noticed to this day. Now, of course, for this silly little fun fact, I don't actually have a picture of it because they didn't take a picture of it, but it's I found it in an article, so it's for sure there. But yeah, it's there. Now, during the time of the New Kingdom of Egypt, which was the span of 1570 to 1069 BCE, the Sphinx was known by the Egyptians as Hora-Machet, or Horus of the Horizon, and a cult grew up around the statue, associating it with the god of Horus. The cult continued to take off after Thutmose II took over reign as pharaoh, and in his stela that he wrote, or inscribed, depicted here, the Sphinx had offered him to make him the pharaoh in exchange for freeing it of the sand, and as he did so, he then ascended to being pharaoh. Therefore, the Sphinx was then believed to be a living deity able to influence the future. Now, a fun fact about the Sphinx is that its left eye is higher than the right, and the mouth is slightly off center. So, this video ain't 5 minutes long yet, so we're gonna use this picture specifically. We're gonna go off of and talk about what's right behind the Sphinx. Great Pyramid of Giza, the seventh wonder of the world, the biggest, tallest, pointiest. How am I forgetting what it's called? Pyramid. Out of all three of them, it's the biggest, tallest one. And it was built by, you guessed it, Khufu himself. And the Sphinx ain't just there by coincidence. No, sir. No, sirree. He's also there because, you guessed it, Khufu had him built as well. I believe it was beforehand, though. And the Great Pyramid, biggest one itself, was, you guessed it, a tomb for Khufu himself that he overseed the building in. It was originally 147 meters tall, but now stands at only 137 due to the erosion over time. It's constructed of over 2.3 million blocks of limestone and granite. Most Egyptologists put its construction date circa 2570 BC based on archaeological experiments and reconstructions, and it would have taken roughly 27 years to build with a workforce of between 13,000 and 14,000 people. Now, another little fun fact about this pyramid is that it's unknown as to whether or not Khufu himself actually rested there, as the Great Pyramid was robbed at some point in the Middle Ages, and the sarcophagus was of course not spared from the looting. So it's commonly assumed that the mummy was taken as well as any and everything else they took, if it had ever laid there to begin with. And now for some facts you didn't know about tombs. The size of a tomb was regulated officially, in that even the king himself assumed the responsibility of drafting a royal decree. Another inscription at Deir el-Gabrawi also clearly proves the existence of documents regulating the erection of tombs. Zhao states that he was buried together with his father, whose name was also Zhao, in one tomb because he wanted to be close to him. He explicitly mentions that he took this decision although he had a document allowing him to erect his own tomb. Now, this means that pretty much however big of a tomb you wanted and whatever your social status was at the time pretty much went hand in hand with how big of a tomb you could make. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got. So thank you for watching, thank you for your time, and I'll see you next time possibly. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see, I guess.